Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He is the head coach of the Corona High School boys soccer team, Mike Sutherland. Coach Suds. And Coach, listen, was it about, I think it was about 10 years ago, right, when you guys won a CIF title? Was it 10 years ago exactly,
Yeah,
or about there?
Yeah, 2014,
Yeah.
fifth try. So it's taken a third time's usually a charm. So it was my fifth try and my third one at Corona High. And we had a great team and we got a nice win that year. So it was kind of getting the monkey off your back. And then I stepped away for a little bit and here I am back again. It's kind of like the mafia. You can't get out.
So, Coach, I mean, thinking back to your first run with the Panthers, and of course that included the CIF championship. What do you remember about the first stint or that championship season or anything like that kind of fueled you to come back for another opportunity with Corona?
Well, actually, it goes back to the one I had in 1991, my first year at Corona High School. They had 17 seniors. I didn't even know where Corona was when I applied for the job. I was kind of a South Bay guy, and I wasn't sure. Came in, they had 17 seniors, and then they had this one freshman named Joey Marino, who went on to play 10 years in the MLS, signed with Bayern Leverkusen, won an MLS Cup. So that very first year that I was there, we won a league title and went to the CIF finals. And it just was a love affair from that point on. We were like quarters, semis, finals again, another run. And then 2014, it just all clicked. And, you got to be a little lucky. The ball's got to bounce your way. Some things have to happen. But I'll tell you, the group that I have now is very, very similar to the group that we had in 2014. Extremely talented bunch of guys. If we can get them all healthy on the same day, they have the potential to probably be the best group of soccer players ever at Corona High School since the 91 team. And the funny thing about this year is, as soon as Corona announced that I was coming back as the head coach, I got a text from Joey Marino. And, we've remained friends throughout the years. One of his first pro jerseys he sent to me, I have it hanging up in the team room. And he said, "Coach, is that true? You're not coming back, are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am coming back." He goes, "Well, then I'm going to be your assistant coach."
Oh.
So Joey's coaching with me, which is making it great. So here we got this MLS guy, played in the U.S. World Cup team, played in the Sydney Olympics for a bronze medal. And he's back coaching high school with me. He actually was with me at CBU for a year, too, when he first retired. So I don't know. I think we have all the things in place that we need. And I'm excited about league. Obviously, it's a tough league. You got to play your best ball in league. So.
Well, Coach, at the time of this interview, you guys are 9-2-2. That first league match against Norco, that was a draw. What have you liked about this team through the first 13 matches of the season? What are you guys doing well right now?
We probably see the game and knock the ball around as good as any team I've ever had. And, I've spent 10 years in college coaching at 4 different universities as well. And these kids, I'm telling you what, their technical skill level, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it could be the best I've ever had with the high school team, for sure. They read the game super well. They love playing the game, and they can do things with the ball individually and collectively as good as any team I've ever coached. So we know it comes down to scoring goals, and we've scored a lot. Before the Norco game, I think we were like 47-4 and maybe 14 against. And, we didn't have a good night scoring against Norco. They've got a good defense. In fact, one of the kids that I coached at CBU, Matt Colleen, his son's probably the best player on the team. He's their center back. And they did a good job. You got to put balls in the back of the net when you get chances. And up to this point, we've done that. So, yeah, there's a lot to like about this team. Yeah.
So, Coach, when you step away for a little bit and then you come back, do you, I don't know, maybe appreciate it a little bit more? Do you kind of maybe enjoy it a little bit differently? When you're away from the game, maybe you're like, man, I didn't know I loved it that much, or I just love being in the locker room with the guys and in that camaraderie and whatnot.
Yeah, 100%. I started doing this when I was 7 years old, all the way until I was 50 some years old. And yeah, at 63, I think I appreciate it a little bit more. it had been something that I'd been doing, and I'm not going to say taken for granted because I don't think you ever, for me personally, I don't think I ever take any of my days for granted. They're all a gift, but I definitely think I'm enjoying it and appreciating it a lot more than I did in my younger years.
So, Coach, you were talking about maybe this would be one of the most talented teams you've had since that 91 season. Where are some areas you feel like maybe this team can still improve upon? Like, areas that you can clean up, be stronger in to make that CIF championship run?
We need to be more physical and we need to be better in the air. Yeah. I mean, when you win balls in the air, it's more of a commitment to doing like yeoman's work, to grind stuff out. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. It's not as technical. It's just you make a commitment to win balls in the air. Our team definitely needs to make a commitment on both ends of the park at winning balls in the air. I mean, just around the goal area for sure, but everywhere we need to make a commitment to be better in the air. I think physically we can be a little stronger. And if you put that together with great technical ability, then the sky's the limit. But you got to have that toughness too.
Coach, looking at the last couple of seasons, I know Corona was under 500 the last couple of years. And, this is a very proud program, a lot of tradition, very old school. To have a winning season again, has it kind of maybe rekindled some of that, Corona magic and, built some pride back into the program again?
Yeah, it definitely has. You can tell it from the players, the school, the fans, the alumni. We had probably 50, 60 alumni come back out this year. And my daughter had a whole TK hamburger truck from Huntington Beach, came down and served hamburgers to the first 200 people there. We were kicking balls into the stands, T-shirts up into the stands. And there's definitely an electricity about it again. People are getting pumped about it. And, yeah, they're pretty psyched to see the boys back up and winning. So we need to keep that going.
Yeah, I remember, gosh, the CIF championship games used to be at Corona High School.
I remember you doing a segment on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Who did you guys play in the finals in 2014? Was it Royal?
Oh, no. Who was that? I can't even remember who we played, to be honest with you. But I will tell you what, it was at Corona. And kind of how that all got going is that I was on the CIF advisory committee for, I don't know, maybe 30 years. And it started small. The games were all at Cerritos High School. And then we've had them at La Mirada High School. We had them, at Downey. We had it at Cal State Fullerton. And they needed a venue. And I offered up Corona High. Little did I know that we'd be going to the finals that year, but we ended up getting a home game. And it was amazing. And I'll never forget Karen Hellier, who was the assistant commissioner at the time. She's now since retired. She came up to me the last 30 seconds of that game saying, "Hey, Suds, you got to go over there and get those fans calmed down, man. They're going to storm the field and we don't want to see that." And I love Karen, but I just told her, I said, "Karen, they've been waiting for this for 100 years. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that done for you." And it was a pretty exciting time for sure. Yeah, the stands were packed and they've been waiting for it. I mean, we had teams that were really good from the 90s all the way on. And it was a fun moment for the whole city.
And, Coach, that was the one and only CIF title for boys soccer at Corona High School?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. 3 tries with me, and that was the first and only one, yeah. More semis and quarters than I can tell you about, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you were not the Buffalo Bills. You were not the team that always made it to the finals. You're the team that actually got it done.
We were almost there. Be careful. I have a friend who played offensive lineman for the Buffalo Bills, and he was on Glenn Parker. He's a really good surfer. We surfed together, and he's a boy from Huntington, and he was on all 4 of those Buffalo Bills teams. And guess what? Then he got traded to the Giants and went to the Super Bowl for a 5th time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's not crying about it. He's doing okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But yeah, I didn't want to be in that scenario. Yeah.
Well, Coach, I just saw you're back at the helm of the program. The team is doing well. Like I said, 9-2-2 at the time of this interview. So I just wanted to get you back on the Inland Sports Show, Coach. I really appreciate the time. Best of luck, continued success this season, and let's catch up again down the road.
Yeah, hopefully we have lots of good things to talk about, like another CIF run. But I appreciate you very much. Thanks for having me on.
You got it. As Mike Sutherland, the head coach of the Corona High School boys soccer team here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports.